What's going on, guys? Dave here, back again with another video, and welcome to Madrid Fan TV. Now, yesterday I came under a lot of criticism because of the way that I called out Mbappe for his absolute egoistic and selfish attitude towards Endrick, especially after winning that penalty. Now, slightly maybe I was in the wrong, and slightly I was in the right. I can say, hand on my heart that I could either, think both ways in that, especially in my opinion of how a player reacts to a certain situation. If we're 3-1 up, guys, if we are 3-1 up and this kid does everything in his power to actually win that penalty, then why doesn't a player read the room and say, look, if Endrick has done everything to win that, why doesn't he give him the ball to actually put away from the spot and get an opportunity to score? Maybe he wants his goal tally to increase, obviously. Maybe give him a bit more confidence, which I can understand about that. And maybe I was a bit too harsh yesterday in what I said about Mbappe. Now, I said I was going to call him Mbappe throughout the whole season, and that stands because I do disagree with his attitude yesterday. But yes, if he does want to get the momentum, get a goal scoring, obviously, tally up and improve that across La Liga season, and of course Champions League, he would do the same thing. Now, I'm going to be honest, if that was a final and Endrick won that penalty, then Mbappe 100% can take it. 100% can take it. But we are playing Espanyol, and 3-1 up does justify a reason to actually give the kid a penalty, because he only gets about 10 minutes a game. Maybe in Copa del Rey, he would actually, play more matches and play more minutes, especially with the likes of Gula and maybe Brahim when he comes back from his injury, and maybe sit out players like, for example, Bellingham, Mbappe, Vini, and Rodrigo probably will play the majority of the season. And I am maybe a little bit apologetic towards Mbappe for how I reacted to the situation, but I still stand on my decision. I still stand on that decision. And you have to understand the reasoning behind it. Am I, selfish for saying, okay, maybe Endrick should have taken the penalty when Mbappe clearly needs a bit more motivation to score his goals and actually improve, that part of his game? Because he had chances yesterday to finish the ball. He had loads of chances during the match. And people in the comments have been saying, yes, look, you are completely in the wrong, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And yes, maybe slightly. But I want to see Mbappe finish his dinner on the pitch as well. I do. I know he's talented. I know this guy has a lot for him going at Madrid. He is a superb player. And he showed that in many instances. When I watched, obviously, France play against Argentina, the final, for example, showed his absolute game-winning mentality, even though France didn't pip Argentina to the victory. And obviously for PSG, some matches, I remember when Real Madrid played PSG, I think it was a couple of seasons ago, and he absolutely ripped Courtois to shreds, honestly. So there are certain issues with Mbappe, and maybe he needs to find his confidence booster. However, as a not proven striker per se, but as a proven world-class player, if you would call him that, then he needs to do much better. He needs to do much better. Look at the impact that Vini had when he came on. Look at the impact that he had. And that kind of player, Vini, example, will show up in the biggest games. And that is when we needed him. It wasn't per se a big game. We were only playing Espanyol. But it was a big momentous occasion for Vini to say, look, this is why I'm voted the best player in the world. And probably will be at the Ballon d'Or ceremony. And Rodrigo, again, I said he was inconsistent. And I call out players, guys, when they do badly. You know I do. And I will give praise to Mbappe when he does excellently well. So far, he's been average at best. He's been average. And people in the comments can disagree. You can disagree with me. Every fan has their opinion on a certain player. Some people will call him King Mbappe. Some people would, like him whether he plays absolutely atrociously in a match. But for me, I have to look at it every single match and say that Mbappe has not performed to the player that we know he can do, that he can be. And he needs to be showing that consistently throughout La Liga matches, especially when we have games coming up like Villarreal. Villarreal play today against Barcelona. Yeah, I hope they do win. But the situation like Villarreal, where it's a tough team to play against, and they will play football that is going to be not known by Mbappe. Because, let's be honest, Ligue 1 is not the most hardest league to play in, especially when the players give you so much space on the ball. So much space on the ball. And Mbappe, with his heavy touches, can maybe get away with it. But in La Liga, where they press you, the majority of the teams, they play you and they press you with a 2 or 3 man press system. And he found that out yesterday when he's holding the ball. Bellingham, a player of his stature, can get away with it because he can hold 2-3 man off and actually deliver and distribute the ball comfortably to the players in space. Mbappe can be found out by that until he gets to learn and integrate into the system that Real Madrid are playing and Ancelotti's trying to do. And I credit Ancelotti because he's very stubborn with Mbappe and he's put him in the same position every game. Every game. I preferred, obviously, the first half, essentially with Mbappe playing in that 2 system up front. I think it was a 2. I think Arda Güler pretty much drifted off to the right, but actually was playing in that midfield quartet. But for me, Mbappe maybe in a 2 would suit. I would like to see Mbappe and Vini or Mbappe and Rodrigo play consistently, but that leaves out Vini. So, like that exactly says, Rodrigo will be left out if Vini plays up front. So there's a certain issue with this team. Yes, it's unbalanced. We know it's unbalanced. But yesterday proved that we can actually play decent football. And it's the first match, yes, regardless if it's Espanyol, we played very good football throughout the match in spells. In spells, not consistently, but in spells. And that's what Real Madrid need to do. They need to turn up at the biggest occasions. When we went 1-0 down with Espanyol, we just said, sod this, man. We're going to be Real Madrid. And we played them off the park continuously. But why does it have to take 1 goal down for us to do that? And Mbappe, I think, played his best part when he was, getting overlapped by Bellingham, was having Vini on the left-hand side overlapping him or running in front of him. Because when Vini did run in front of him, and credit to Mbappe, he delivered an excellent through ball to Vini for Vini to slot it home. And Rodrigo, absolutely amazing as well. Again, like I said, man of the match. So there's certain things about Real Madrid that are incomplete. Mbappe is one of the pieces of the puzzle that are incomplete. And Vini is, part of that as well, because when he does start and they do play in that 3 up front, yesterday they showed why they could play as a 3 up front when we went a goal down. So there's certain issues with this team that we have to address, and Ancelotti is the main man to do it. I have full faith in Ancelotti. He does, he's one of the best managers of all time, probably my GOAT. Obviously next to Alex Ferguson. And there are certain things that need to be addressed. Like I've said countless times in this video. And Mbappe is definitely one of them. Maybe he goes on the training ground, works on new drills, maybe works on new tactics, and he works on new kind of running patterns that he needs to adopt to his system, to his playing style, so he can integrate well into the system. Because Mbappe sometimes makes good runs. I see him. He does sometimes make good runs. But they're not the striker runs. Especially when Endrick comes on. Endrick comes on, he's making runs every single second. I can see him. He's literally going behind the defensive line. Quickly. When Modric has the ball. Or Valverde has the ball. Even Bellingham when he has the ball. But Mbappe's not. He's coming a bit more deeper. He's coming towards the player. He's more trying to, attract the ball towards him, rather than thinking of himself. He needs to be a bit more selfish in that respect, where he doesn't need to get so much involved in the build-up. He needs to be more of a focal point. And that's where I like to see Mbappe. Like, for example, in the World Cup, literally route 1. Deschamps said route 1. Give the ball to Mbappe. Let him run in behind. And he done that. And proved why he's a world-class player. So he is world-class, guys. I do agree that he can show glimpses at times. And sometimes I can see in matches coming up that he will be an outstanding performer. But it's going to take time for him to adopt to this. And, give him the opportunity that he needs to actually do that. Maybe I was a bit harsh yesterday saying, okay, calling him Mbappe. And I'm still going to call him Mbappe. Not too much, guys. I was a bit, emotional last time. So, bear with me on this one. Because when you see that, you have to understand how angry I get especially as a Real Madrid fan, you have to give a young kid a chance to take a penalty. Let him get on the centre stage as well. But yes, I do understand goal tallies are very important, especially if he wants to be the top scorer across La Liga. And in that respect, great. He is selfish, and sometimes he does need to be, but he needs to be more selfish as well in the build-up play. Stop focusing on trying to drop deeper, receiving the ball from Bellingham. Just go behind. Make those runs. Let Bellingham or Valverde or Modric pick you out. And when Camavinga comes out, he's gonna be more and more integrated into it, because Camavinga is that guy that can run forward and give Mbappe a lot more space, especially with Bellingham and Camavinga. And it's just a very, very, very tough position for Mbappe to be in. He's coming to Real Madrid. He needs to perform. He needs to show the fans what he actually can offer. And if he can offer more than this, and he's playing average at best, I think average to maybe a 6.57 at best, then he needs to be showing why he's an 8, why he's a 9 out of 10 player. And fans, you can't be accepting mediocre, especially at Madrid. You can't accept being mediocre. There's something about mediocre that I don't like, and Real Madrid have been playing it, apart from Espanyol game, for the last previous games as well. And we just need to trust in, not trust in the process and all that bollocks, yeah? We need to trust in the player's ability to actually, come up with the goods. And if he does, then I'll hold my hands up. That's it pretty much, guys. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to Madrid Fan TV. My name's David, signing out. As I always say, a la Madrid. Take care.